Oh, how frustrating, man. How frustrating. Ciao, buongiorno, ragazzi. Thank you for tuning into Inter Worldwide. Inter have just suffered their first loss of the season, going down by 2-1 against Barcelona, who had to play out of their skin to get their 3 points against us. I'm going to dive into a little bit of depth in this video, and I'm going to be pulling up a few conversations that were going up during the match. Let me know in the comments below what you think, not only of the match, but of our analysis here at Inter Worldwide. It was definitely a game of two halves. I think we were all absolutely blown away by the start to this match. We came out absolutely guns blazing. Martinez, a player who's been struggling for confidence, scores a goal with his weaker foot at the Nou Camp and sends the keeper to the other side. It was fantastic. And from there on in, we kept pushing and we were aggressively attacking. And I think we'll all agree one thing has let us down big time today, and that was not converting our chances. We have to score that second goal. It's Barcelona at the Nou Camp. And a lot of people are getting up in their heads after the game saying, oh, why did we play defensive in the second half? Mate, no one was really playing defensive in the second half. We were being pegged back by Barcelona at the Nou Camp. It's not Lecce. It's not Udinese. It's not even the shit Milan side that we beat 2-0. It's Barcelona at the Nou Camp. Lionel Messi started the game and was ineffective for the first 32 minutes. It's Barcelona at the Nou Camp. And in the second half, you know what? We probably were playing a lot against the referee. But a lot of us know that when you're going to play Barcelona, especially at the Nou Camp, you're playing against 12 men. And it was those 50-50 decisions that didn't go Inter's way that enables teams like Barcelona to get back into the game. Every little glitch, every little movement that was not called in Inter's favor in the second half gradually pushed Barcelona up the pitch. There's nothing you can do about Luis Suarez's equalizing goal. I hate him. He's the scummiest dog in football. I don't think I hate a player more than Luis Suarez, and to see him score 2 against us this morning, I'm surprised I'm not more angry. Barcelona at the Nou Camp. It's tough. This was always going to be our toughest fixture of the season so far. Look at the reactions of the Barcelona players when the full-time whistle goes. The hands are on their legs. Their heads are down. They had to play really hard. The biggest problem now is that we're probably leaving ourselves with too much time to regain the points needed to qualify from this group. I have no doubt that if we were still in a fight to qualify, we can turn these men over at the Miazza. I have no doubt. I have no doubt we can beat any team in Europe at the Miazza at the moment. But today, we were pegged back and we failed to adjust. But I don't blame anybody. You can't really put that blame on anybody. You can't blame Conte. His substitutions tactically were fine. Maybe he doesn't have the personnel to execute it. Roberto Gagliardini came on for one reason and one reason only, to stabilize and regain control of the midfield. And we kind of did. We didn't regain control, but we stopped being pegged against the back foot. The only problem is Gagliardini is extremely slow. And it's not like he's going to get the ball and push it and press like Sensi is or Barella is. So unfortunately, the more Barcelona pegged us back towards the end, the more we seemed to suffer. Messi finally woke up in the second half, decided to do something, and eventually he was doing almost everything. But at the end of the day, it's starting to look as though that this team needs to regroup a little bit, because it is our first loss of the season. It's taken over 7 weeks, 7.5 weeks of football to have our first loss. We were one of 2 teams left. I don't know if we were still the only undefeated team left in Europe, but, you know, it is what it is. So let's go through some of the comments. Who can we start with here? Couple of people really upset that we were playing defensive. But I agree with some people saying that there's literally nothing anymore that anyone in the world can do when a Messi turns up like this on the second goal. He cut Asamoah open. I said before the game, Asamoah could be our biggest liability in this match. He's starting to lose his legs, and we saw it in last season's Champions League, and we are going to keep seeing it. Maybe it is time to start shifting Biragi into the starting role, no matter what, because Asamoah looked a little bit done out there tonight. Yeah, basically people are just agreeing we never get a win at the Camp Nou. Getting a result here was going to be almost impossible. We deserve to draw at least, says Luca from Sydney. I would agree. I think that we still deserve to draw because we should have been more than 2 goals up at half-time. Even in the second half, I thought we were really good up until Barcelona scored the equaliser. And then we did not look like we were going to get an equaliser at all. Politano came on and injected some sort of flair, but once again, he was shut down way too easily on that right-hand side. I think Alexis Sanchez is a very intelligent SS. He's a very intelligent second striker. A lot of his runs off the ball is what completely opens up the final third for us when we are counter-attacking. And even when we're trying to play and trying to create something in the final third and the other team has their defenders back. Sanchez's off the ball movement and play as a second striker, it's a high footballing IQ. He knows what to do there. The problem is he's got a big discipline issue. That's 3 yellow cards in 2 half games. 3 yellow cards in less than 90 minutes across 2 competitions. Man needs to settle down. But at the same time, we've got a coach like Antonio Conte that was told about 3 or 4 times by the assistant referees to be quiet and to stay in his technical area. Didn't listen, got a yellow card as well. So whether Conte is the right man to instill that sort of discipline, you know, we'll just have to wait and see. But I agree that, you know, it looked a little too easy for Suarez to get that second goal. Diego Godin had a good first half, but in the second half started to show a little bit of his legs cutting out a little bit. Yeah, I will talk a little bit about the referee, as most people, especially on Forza Inter forums and the Internazionale Milano WhatsApp chat that we've had going on. There were a lot of 50-50 decisions that went against Inter or that weren't blown or weren't called. Barella was pushed and axed a few times. So was Sensi. I don't know how many times I saw Lautaro or Sanchez get dragged down on the counter and it wasn't called. But we need to play to the whistle. We can't just keep making excuses. I think it's a bit of a punch in the gut, this result, especially because our first half performance warranted, you know, something more. But we're just going to have to take the result as it is. In terms of looking ahead to Juventus, we've got a 4-day turnaround. About a 3.5, 4-day turnaround. I just want to see this result reinvigorate this team. Reinvigorate's not the right word because they came out ready today. We've still got to be proud. This was a good performance in my opinion. There is nothing that we can go away from this performance and go, man was shit, coach was shit, this needs to change. But at the end of the day, we're a growing side. We're a different side trying to form our own identity. And I tell you what, we made Barcelona and the entire new camp shit their pants in that first half. And it was only when they scored the equaliser that all the plastic fans in the new camp decided to wake up. So end result, Barcelona 2, Inter 1. We currently sit bottom of the group as second bottom, as Slavia Praha will sit bottom. But at the moment, it is looking unlikely that we are going to be able to qualify outside of this Champions League group. Hope this doesn't ruin everybody's day. You know what? It hasn't ruined mine. If anything, it's just got maybe more G, because the one on Sunday is more important. Let's take it to these Ladri dogs. Forza Inter worldwide. Ciao.